Welcome back. See the kind of sweat I'm having here. This is hard work. In fact, this is more than gym. This is more than morning runs and all that. That's why you see farmers are always fit. They don't suffer most of these 21st century diseases like sugars, hypertension, gout and all that. So farming is the thing. Now, there was this time I went visiting a friend of mine. He's a teacher, by the way. So one of the discussions we had among many was people were plowing. It was planting season, and people were doing their farms. And it went along until I asked him, is he also farming? Because he had a very nice big compound, but there were no signs of him even planting, even doing a kitchen garden. So I asked him, Mwalimu, do you farm? I was really shocked when that teacher told me that ever since he joined the service, teaching service, he has never done any form of farming. I was really surprised, and it took me back. I reflected back to my dad. So this guy told me he's never done farming. He only goes to school, teaches, and then comes back. And then he told me he's buying. Once people have farmed, harvested actually, he goes and buys maybe 3 or 4 sacks of maize to push him to the next season. So he's just doing that. When the season is tight, he buys. And I related with my dad. You know, teachers, especially level 1, P1 teachers, they really have that. Their pay slip is quite slim. I think their pay is below, let me say 30,000, what they're about. And with the loans they take, because you have to survive, do some things with the loans, not the salary. Of course, salary ni kidogo sana. You can't do nothing with it. You can't do any development with it. So they always go for loans, top up loans sana. Once you go for that big loan, when you are introducing service, there's this thing called boom. Yeah, you have accumulated a salary of maybe 6 months, and then you're paid in lump sum. And then now you can do certain things. Mostly that's what they do. When you are join, they do that. So if you don't have any disciplinary cases, then you survive with a little, because once the loan is there, salary becomes slim, and the deductions. Every regime introduces maybe house levy, all those levies, they hide them. So this teacher told me he's always buying. I told him, man, you need to farm. You need to go to farming, as a way of generating income, and also putting security of your money. Once you do this, a lot of monies that you can spend on buying certain things is secured. You secure this one. So the one time I challenged my dad when I left school. I was actually I finished Form 4, and now at that break, so a friend of his talked to me, and then I was helping him to plow, and then he plowed for me only 2 farms. At that time we were doing sorghum. People were doing sorghum to Kitale. You know what surprised me? We did those 2 farms, and I got 30 bags of sorghum. The money part of it that came, though I was scammed, that guy also scammed. People if you don't know something, people will always take advantage. So he took advantage of me, although I got what I did not expect. Of course, I did those 2 farms, 30 bags. It was good money, because one bag was supposed to be 7K, but this guy decided to pay me 5K for each bag. Remember that how much? So my dad, this was after 3 months, and my dad then he had series of loans he was servicing, not top up, not circle loan, sijui that safe. He was in that. So there used to be a time when salary yake ilikuwa 500, 500 shillings. I think that's $1 and something. $1 actually, if not two. And then you used to be sent to Homa Bay via bicycle. Of course there was nothing, because the loans had taken all that. So I could imagine if he was farming, then things would have been okay. And I realized most teachers were into farming, especially the head teachers the head teacher where I was used to farm, like used even to use pupils, students. Actually it was pupils for primary level, the pupils. They used to tell us, oh, school garden, we are plowing school garden, we are planting school garden, we are weeding school garden, we are reweeding school garden, we are harvesting school garden, we are preparing that winning, removing those chaffs, doing school garden. And that's the last part where school garden would end. You don't even know where the sacks have gone. You don't know what has happened. They just disappear just like that in thin air, and you can't question because you're a pupil. Maybe those teachers knew what was happening, but for these school heads, they had some kind of authority. You couldn't ask anything. They are authoritarian. So I realized, even me, farming is the way to go. For it should even be subsistence or large scale or whatever, anything from the farm, like this one, stays and it is heavy and secures your money. If you are a salaried person or if you are a businessman, it will always secure your money. So guys, endeavor to do farming every season. Just try to put something on the soil. I'm saying this, but I've not been into it so much. This is now the second year, the first year. The past 2 years I've never been doing farming, but the previous years that I've done, I've seen the benefits. Some money just come to support you. So this is what I decided to tell you guys. So please endeavor to do farming, and it will support, it will secure your money, secure your future, secure your wealth. And also, when you do this, you can even take it to school if you are a parent who has got kids in high school, especially actually high school, for schools, because in Kenya they say free education. There is nothing like free. When they say free, you must also be suspicious. So if you don't want to ask for help, you don't want to be like, oh, asking for CDF and all that, do farming. So guys, thank you, subscribe, and let's see you in our next vlog. Bye bye.